What's up, everybody? This is Cameron, and today I'm going to be going over my quick picks for UFC 249. Today's picks are brought to you by Woodford Reserve. Take a quick shot of this. See how this is here. I don't recall ever having this, actually. I'm usually a Habiki / Gentleman Jack Maker's Mark fan, so let's try this. Woo! You can taste the barrel and the burn. It's not too good, actually. I think I definitely prefer Habiki. Probably right now my running favorite as far as the whiskeys that I've preferred over the years. Second, probably going to Maker's Mark just for that nostalgic factor. I've always loved it. So anyways, getting into my picks, I'm going to start with the main event. Tony Ferguson, who's a -190 favorite over Justin Gaethje, who is sitting at +160. So about a 1.75 dog. Justin Gaethje, Tony Ferguson, I want him to win. I really want him to get that legit championship title that he has deserved for some time now. But here's how I think the fight's going to end up going. Unless Tony Ferguson hits him with something and is able to TKO Gaethje, which is not an easy task, I just see Gaethje somehow clipping Tony and not letting him off the hook. Tony does get hit in his fights, and everybody says this. Everybody, says, oh yeah, Tony always gets clipped at some point in his fights, which is true. But you don't get clipped by Gaethje. I just don't see Tony being able to submit Gaethje. I think Gaethje's got more power in general. Not that Tony doesn't have power, but I got Gaethje actually winning this fight. And it pains me to say it because I really want Tony to win, but I think that Gaethje is going to be the spoiler tonight. I think he's going to once and for all close the chapter on Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. Co-main event, Henry Cejudo, which is a -220 favorite over Dominic Cruz, who is sitting at a 2-1 underdog, almost a 2-1 underdog. I got Henry Cejudo. I mean, there's a huge size difference here. I saw them when they faced off. Cruz is quite a bit bigger than Cejudo. But Cejudo to me he's an interesting character. He's very skilled. I like his stand-up. He's fun to watch. He may be small, but he packs a punch, and he can wrestle, which, in a lot of instances, that's what the size is where, Cruz has got the size, but, is he going to be able to out-wrestle Cejudo? I don't think so. So I got Cejudo winning, actually, by TKO. I think Cejudo's got the power to put him away. I just think Cruz has taken too much time off. He's a great analyst. I have nothing but respect for Cruz as a fellow San Diegan. But Cejudo's going to get the win, and I think he's going to win by knockout or TKO. I really do. Moving on, I have, Francis Ngannou versus Yair Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik is a 2.3 dog to the almost 3-1 favorite Ngannou. I got Ngannou by knockout. I don't see this going any other way. Rozenstruik, he knocked out Alistair Overeem with 4 seconds, I think it was, of the 5th round. But before that, he was losing the fight. And, Alistair is one of my favorite fighters. He's definitely no slouch. But, we all know, had the ref given Alistair a little more time, that would be a win for the Reem. So I got Ngannou. I think he's going to be too much, period, for Rozenstruik. So I think Ngannou is going to get that title shot that he very much deserves. And I think he might be the champion soon. So next fight, here's another one. Kelvin Kattar versus Jeremy Stephens. huge Stevens fan. I don't know why Stevens is such an underdog. As a matter of fact, I actually thought he was going to be the favorite. I know that the weight issue with him coming 4.5 pounds overweight, I actually see that to his advantage, unfortunately. I actually, my money's on Stevens by knockout. I think Stevens is due a good knockout. And I think that as long as this weight cut wasn't missed because of some sort of crazy issue that we may not know that he has, I think that will only benefit Stevens, and I think that even that small of an advantage is going to be what he needs to get the W. I mean, Kattar's a fantastic fighter, but I think Stevens is going to get that knockout. He's going to get that knockout out of the night, I think. I think that Stevens is going to really put him away. I think he's going to get a signature win. It's just, unfortunately, it's going to be overshadowed by his missing weight. Greg Hardy, Jorgen De Castro. I think this is just a setup fight, another setup fight for Greg Hardy. I think Hardy's going to get the knockout here. Not a whole lot to talk about. I think if it goes to the later rounds, we're going to definitely see Hardy fade like he always does. But the gentleman that he's fighting is just not going to be good enough. He's not going to be good enough, and Hardy is going to be able to put him away. Surprisingly, as far down the card as this is, you got Anthony Pettis versus Donald Cerrone. I have Donald Cerrone by knockout. Strangely enough, he's also an underdog, and I know that he just lost his last few fights. None of these fights that he lost were to, you got Gaethje, who's fighting in the main event tonight, who I have actually winning. You have Tony Ferguson, who also is the main event fighter tonight as well. And then Conor McGregor. I mean, Conor McGregor is a fantastic fighter. So I do not think that Cowboy is an underdog tonight. I think he actually is going to get a knockout victory over Anthony Pettis. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to see Pettis come out with something kind of like he did in the Wonder Boy fight. But I got my money on Cowboy. I think he's due a win here. He's due a win. The pressure, I don't think, is going to be too much this time around. All eyes aren't on Cowboy tonight. And I think that has been kind of his Achilles heel in the past. I love Cowboy. I think he's a fantastic fighter, fun character, great guy to watch. I think he's going to get the W against Pettis tonight. And, I like Pettis, but I think Cowboy gets the win for sure. My money is on Cowboy. Vicente Luque, Nico Price. To be perfectly honest with you, other than Nico Price being a bit of a character himself, I don't know, there's just kind of something about him. I don't really care a whole lot about this fight. And, I'm just going to be brutally honest. I think both of these guys have some work to do in regards to gaining some fandom. Can they do it? For sure. I think Nico Price has an edge there just because of he's just got some sort of an energy to him. We'll see. If he gets a good signature win against a tough Luque, then, but I got Nico Price. I think Nico Price I think it's going to be a scrambling type fight, and I think Price is going to get some sort of unorthodox type submission. Fabricio Verdum, heavy favorite over Alexei Oleinik. Almost a 3.5 favorite. I don't think Oleinik is going to have the stand-up for Verdum. Verdum is long. He fights long. He's got deceiving power. He's got knockout power. And then, you can't forget about his great jiu-jitsu skills. So, I think that Fabricio Verdum is going to get a knockout here. Oh, boy, I tell you what. Maybe it's better chilled on the rocks. I'll give it another chance. But this whiskey here, not a fan. Not a fan. All right. Carla Esparza, Michelle Waterson. Michelle Waterson is my wife's favorite female fighter, I believe, at this point. Carla Esparza, strong wrestler. Obviously was the first strawweight champion. won the Ultimate Fighter before getting beat down pretty good by Joanna. I mean, Carla is definitely going to try to take this fight down. I think Waterson is tough enough to avoid the scrambles as much as she needs to get some good strikes in. I'd like to see Waterson utilize some of that good stand-up that I know she has. She often gets wrestled in her fights. Has turned out to be a pretty decent wrestler herself, for sure. But she's got great striking. I mean, that's her background. And I'd like to see Waterson be pretty awesome to see her get like a head kick knockout or something, you know? But this is a pick'em fight in my opinion. I think Carla could wrestle her and wear her out and maybe win a decision. But I'm going to put my money on Michelle Waterson because I'm a fan and because I think it would be cool to see her get a nice knockout win. So it could go either way. I don't think either one has any type of significant edge over the other. I'm going to go with who I like more, and that's Michelle Waterson. So next fight, Bryce Mitchell versus Charles Rosa. I am going to go with Rosa. I feel like he has been the more energetic of the two in the in the weigh-ins, in the interviews. There's just something that I saw in Rosa that made me believe that he is a little more present for this fight than Mitchell. I could obviously be wrong. I'm no professional at this. I'm just going with my gut and my heart. But I just feel like Rosa had some energy about him that made me believe that he wants it a little bit more. So we will see. And then last but not least, you got Ryan Spann versus Sam Alvey at light heavyweight. Sam Alvey is a significant underdog in this fight. I'm going to be honest with you, the whole smiling thing, I get it. That's his shtick. Good for you. You're in the UFC. I'm not. I'll give you that, you know. And you're a fantastic fighter. You're there for a reason. But, man, it's kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie. When he's up there doing his smile, it kind of cringes me to death almost. So I believe that he is going to, and not because I don't like his smile, I just think that Spann's going to be a little much, especially at light heavyweight. I think Alvey is better at middleweight, and I think he's going to get knocked out tonight, unfortunately. And then last but not least, I'm going to predict that Jacare Souza gets knocked out at 0.0 of the very first round by Uriah Hall via COVID-19. Anyways, super pumped that we get some fights tonight, guys. It's been a long time. I think we really need this. I'm super stoked that the UFC is back. Shout out to Dana White. I ran into you downtown San Diego. Man, I was super starstruck. You're one of my heroes. Wanted to shake your hand, but I could tell you were going somewhere, and you even stopped for me. You're an awesome guy. And I just didn't want to be that guy to like stop you where you were going just so I could be like, oh my God. But Dana, I just want to let you know, man, I know that you would have stopped and you were totally wanting to say what's up. And I just appreciate you so much for putting on these fights tonight. And we'll see how my picks go, you know. I'll definitely be following closely. And we'll see how accurate I am. It'd be pretty cool if I got all these picks right. Maybe I should start betting some more money on these fights. Maybe win some cash. But anyways, I hope you guys all enjoy this treat tonight, these fights that we get, and you know, I hope everybody's staying safe. You know, we're in weird and crazy times, but drink some whiskey or vodka or, you know, beers if that's your thing. Don't drink and drive, and have an amazing night. I'll see you guys to find out if my bets were right or wrong, and I'm sure you'll let me know. Have a good one.